Hey, Jesse.
Hello.
Hi.
You unmute me?
Yes,
Start
you
my
are
video.
unmuted and I can see you. Hi. How are you doing today?
I'm good today. I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great. I can see you great. You're wearing a cool cap there from Winnipeg, I guess. The peg
That's right. Repping my city,
featured
repping my
in.
province.
Yeah, there you go. See, I think you wear that hat in a lot of your videos that you do on Instagram, right?
Yeah,
That's a cool hat.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a store I just actually, they've been around 6 years. I actually interviewed them on one of my Local Love Live series, and it was fun to connect with them. They're kind of like the uniform of the city, the
Oh,
underground uniform. So,
yeah,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well, I'm
Anyway.
really loving these Monday sessions with you. Get to check in and learn all of this great video, social media techniques and things from you every Monday. So hello to everyone who is joining in. We're going to get started in a few minutes. My
Sounds
name is
good.
Haley. In case this is the first time you are tuning in, I work for Remax Europe. I'm a part of the business development team and I'm the trainer. I have the pleasure of kicking off these sessions and introducing Jesse in case you have missed his previous sessions. Jesse, we had him, he was supposed to be on the speaker tour, but unfortunately got canceled. So we're doing this amazing Level Up webinar series. Fantastic. I'm so looking forward to this session because I think we're going to be getting a bit more hands-on and technical. So I'm going to hand it over to you. And same like last time, everybody who has already tuned in before, you can interact with us. You can write a message in the chat. You can ask a question in the Q&A. We do normally have translation available. I'm in the process of working that out. We're having some tech difficulties in the back end. Welcome to virtual training. The joys of virtual training. But while I'm getting that sorted, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Jesse so we can get started.
Sure. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, my friends. Let's see what's going on. I am just getting things up here. I'm going to set up my my timer because right now in the island of the prairies in Winnipeg, it is 8:05 a.m. So I've had the pleasure of kicking off my weeks, getting up bright and early, and coming to one of these empty co-sharing offices where I can do these video chats with you because I have 2 small children at home and a wife who are sleeping right now. And in case you may or may have not have noticed, I can talk kind of loud, and so that goes through the whole house. So let's get this going here. We are on. Okay, so gang, before I start to share my screen, can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Haley, if you want, give a thumbs up or a yes.
I can see you and hear you, but I don't see your screen.
Yeah, I haven't shared it yet.
Okay. Then I think we're good.
Oh, okay, so far so good. So, so gang, over the last, well, we're coming on 3 weeks here. We've talked about how to utilize video, building know, like, and trust, building your brand, showcasing your communities, how to leverage social media to help you get your exposure. Last week, we discussed how to utilize the power of video to help your clients' homes be seen and showcased. No matter where people are looking, no matter what time of our lives that we are going through, no matter what we are dealing with, opportunity is there. And today, we are going to get a little bit more hands-on. We are going to be talking about mobile video editing. Yes, how to edit on your mobile device. And what, again, I'm sharing with you is how I do it. We're going to talk about mobile video equipment. We're going to talk about some mobile video shooting tips. We're going to talk about the 4 favorite apps that I use regularly. And then I'm going to share with you a video assignment, okay? And I'm going to also share with you how we edit it on that app. So what's going to happen here today, gang, is I've pre-recorded some of the tutorials and messages just in case, well, we lose connection here. So I thought this may be the easiest way. If everyone could give a thumbs up and let me know you got the message, I will share my screen.
Yep, Jesse, we're getting a lot of thumbs up.
Okay. Okie dokie. Fantastic. So I know now I will not have my AirPods in so that you can hear the video. And some of the things, because they are on video recording, if you have questions about what you've seen, wait till the end of the recording and then I'll answer them. I also want to say I am going to be sending out the video tutorial along with my apps at the end of this talk, okay? So that you will have the tutorial when you sit down in the comforts of your own home or your own work environment and start to play around with it. Sound good? I think it sounds good. So let's get after it. We've got volume up loud. I hope this provides some fun energy. So this was shot in my office. So let's start.
If you are anything like me, busy on the daily, busy with showings, operetting, getting your kids all over the place, curveballs that get thrown at you, but you have a love for storytelling, creating content, shooting video, but you sometimes feel like I have no time to sit in front of my laptop or in my desktop. Well, then when that happens, the videos just don't get edited and distributed. Can you relate? Well, hey, keep watching.
So keep watching, my friends. I can totally relate with you. And this is one of the things that I often get at.
L'une des...
Who's got their volume on?
Sorry about that, Jesse. We're in the background setting up the French translation. Let me see if I can. I think he's muted himself. I think you can go ahead.
Okay. Hey, no problem. No problem. So this is kind of one of those roadblocks that I found myself going through was, oh my goodness, I am a busy realtor. I am a father. I've got 2 busy kids. Life happens. And sometimes we shoot a video on our mobile device and we just run out of time to edit it. I have no time to come and edit it on my laptop or my desktop. It's busy buying or selling season. And everything started to get put on the back burner. And all this great content that I was shooting that was relevant for that moment was staying in my camera roll. And I had to figure out, how can I do this on the go? And so that's what we're going to share with you. And oh my goodness, I recorded that video in early March because I was supposed to be in person teaching this with you. And I missed the haircut. That's when I had a fresh haircut. This is my hair, folks. This is probably its longest. I feel like sharing some personal stuff with you, but we've got a relationship going here. So 3 weeks strong. So here's a great question we get asked all the time is, what type of camera equipment should I be using? And myself and my partner, Michael Thorne, who I teach with, my education partner, we came across this video by Casey Neistat. Have you heard of him? He's kind of a big video influencer, YouTube influencer here in North America, and I'm pretty sure he's got some reach globally. And we found this video kind of explained a lot of what type of equipment you need.
Gear. I haven't talked about gear in a while. This entire episode is going to be focused on gear. If you're not interested in camera gear, come back tomorrow for our regularly scheduled programming. Now, my thesis on gear is pretty straightforward. I've shared it with you a million times. I always want the very best image possible, so long as it doesn't get in the way of me living my life or doing my thing. Now, what that literally means is like this. Like when I walk into an airplane and I'm carrying my big vlogging camera, which looks like this, the flight attendant says, hey, you can't have that. There's no filming in here. It gets in the way. When I walk onto an airplane holding this, nobody says a thing. They just assume that I'm a nerd who likes to talk into a camera. And there are other places where you just can't bring a camera into. I just use my cell phone. That's what I mean by the best image possible, as long as it doesn't get in the way. The gist of this whole thesis is that this $5,000 camera is often not as good as this $1,500 camera. And this $1,500 camera is often not as good as this $500 camera, less good than this $200 camera, and this $200 camera at times is not as good as the camera on my cell phone. You see, when the story is king, and the story is always king, these things just serve the story. And whichever one of these can tell your story the best is the best camera.
First of all, how does Casey Neistat shoot everything with his sunglasses on and a backwards hat? But that's his style. Not my style. But this is what it is, folks. You don't have to get hung up on your video equipment to prevent you from creating a story. It's finding what works for that moment. Sometimes it's a GoPro, sometimes it's a drone, sometimes it's a high quality DSLR, like for a listening video. Sometimes it's shooting on the go with your high quality camera. What I want to get across to you is do not let equipment be a roadblock to creating the story, because the story is the king. All right. And so what we're going to start sharing with you is start doing equipment talk. Is everybody ready for equipment talk? Now, here's what I want to ask the group, because last week I was actually able to go back into the chat after it was done and start answering some questions as well. So I'm going to do a couple questions here, and maybe Haley, you might be able to type this in, but how many people have almost zero equipment, just their mobile device? Say mobile device. How many people are, let's reword that. How many people are beginners when it comes to mobile editing? How many are intermediate, and how many would consider themselves advanced? If you could type that in, I can start to scroll back and start having some conversations offline with you as well.
Hey, Jesse, I've just been monitoring it. It looks like we have the majority beginners.
Yep.
With a few intermediate and only like 2 people that have answered as 3 that have answered as advanced. So most people are beginners, but we do have a mix of intermediate and advanced in there as well.
Yeah, and I think that's great. So this talk is something that's going to really apply to everybody. But I think the most value here, this will help the beginners come along, and even the intermediates and advanced to be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, or oh, that's a new way to think about that. So let's keep moving. So right off the hop, folks, I think you know this answer, but I say it time and time again. I've been saying it for 5-6 years now, okay? Your mobile device that happens to make phone calls is more than enough, right? When was the last time you actually made regular phone calls with this? We are texting, we are shooting videos, we are taking pictures. It's so funny that we still call it a phone. Wouldn't you say? But this is actually all you really need to get started. And it fits in your jacket, it fits in your pocket. So this is the iPhone, what do I got here? iPhone 11 Pro. It's got 3 cameras built in here, so it could do super zoom and all its goodness. I actually have a rubber case around it, which is very, very helpful. If you're going to be shooting a fair amount, please take care of this device and get a cover. So, friends, don't forget this. You are my sunshine. Yes, that is something my mother would say to me regularly. And I'm going to say to you right now is lighting. The best, most affordable kind of lighting is natural sunlight. Okay, you don't need all the equipment with everything. Well, you see it right in the slide here. You don't need all the floodlights, the backlights, the side lights, just to kind of get started. Now, just like Casey Neistat said, with video cameras, find the right camera to help you tell the story. The same thing goes with lighting. But if you are wanting to kind of just get rolling, natural light's amazing. Now, a couple tips when it comes to natural light. You don't want to be standing right in the sun where the sun's glaring in your face. You're going to go all white. You're going to get all exposed, overexposed. You're going to become like a floating glow ball. Often what I like to do is have the sunlight behind me, or I turn so it hits the side of my face a little bit more. But the great thing is with mobile devices, especially because we're holding them most times, is we can adjust to find the best light. So see where the light's coming from that hits you. If you're shooting in an office, often set up your video equipment near a window, okay? And my videographer often says when we shoot our listing videos, a partially cloudy, if not a light gray day is often the best time to shoot because there's less light flare-ups, okay? There is also something that's called the golden hours to shoot in, which is sunrise and sunset. And there's a real cool app that I think it's called the golden hour that will tell you what the most ideal time is for the golden hour light to be coming in the backyard or the front yard for that specific property. I think it's like $10. Super neat way to kind of ramp up photos or listing videos. But if you're just starting, don't go out and buy all this light. Okay, just start learning how to utilize natural light and how to position yourself. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Now, audio, video, audio. Guess what, my friends? Audio trumps video every single time. You're like, what do you mean, Jess? Well, think about this, my friends. If you have amazing video, the quality is amazing, but you cannot hear a thing, or the video or the audio quality is really muffled, are you going to watch the full video? Probably not. If the video is so-so, but has crystal clear audio, chances are you're still able to get the value out of it because you can hear us talking. So now what I'm going to share with you are my 3 or 4 favorite audio devices for your mobile that will help get you started to create incredible audio to match up with your mobile video. Any questions so far? All right, let's get moving here.
Hey, Jess,
Right.
everyone's right with us. No questions yet.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. So, audio. Let's start. I come in a small little case. I probably am more worried about losing these than my car keys or my wallet or even my phone. But these tiny little AirPods that get tucked right in your ear are incredible recording devices because they take any wind out, or they kind of really help prevent wind and noise that's coming behind you. And they're tucked right in here. Now, a couple things are, I think my daughter said it looked really goofy. It looked like I was wearing earrings. But guess what? I don't care because it's delivering great quality audio. Females, men, you have longer hair. Guess what? Some people don't even see these things. Now these are about I don't know, they're about $240 from the Apple store here in Canada. I'm not sure how much they cost over in Europe, but these are an incredible device and I use them all the time to help my recordings. Big thing is you want to make sure on your settings is that you're Bluetooth connected when you hit record. Okay. Next, mobile shotgun. Whoa, what does that mean? It's got a really interesting name. I really wish it wasn't called shotgun, but what it is a straight up directional recording. So the mobile device that I use comes in this, if I'm looking to get closer or I'm interviewing somebody, is the Shure MV88. Okay, and it comes with a little wind cover over top of it. Let's see if I can get it off here. Just like so. This here, I think it's called a dead cat. I think it was supposed to look like a dead cat. I don't know. That's one of the lingo names for it. But what this does is I actually plug it into the bottom of my device. So if I'm shooting something or interviewing them, this is shotgunned directional right at them. Another way I like to use this is if I am doing audio notes or thinking about doing a podcast. This is really, really easy. I've been super happy with this device. And again, it comes in a tiny little case here. Tucked away, always keep it in my bag. So it's kind of like the backup to my AirPods. And again, the company is Shure, S-H-U-R-E, and the model is MV88. Super happy with this one. Close counts, folks. The closer your microphone is to your mouth, okay, the clearer it is going to be. And so this is where we have what's called a lavalier mic. Now, I don't have mine here. I forgot it at my office. But the lavalier mic that I use is called the Rode, R-O-D-E, Smart Lav. And Rode is the name of the company, okay? And Smart Lav, smartphone, lavalier cord. And what this does is it plugs in to the base of my phone and I can hit record and put that in my pocket and I just wire up the lavalier mark or the lavalier mic and it catches everything and records the audio on a separate device. Now you're like, well, a separate device, what's going on there? Well, say for instance, I have another camera set up recording me, it's getting the video. This device is capturing the audio. So when I'm going to more intermediate editing, I have the video track and then I airdrop over the audio track that I recorded here, which is way clearer than the video track. I mute the video track and I overlay the audio track. The lavalier mic, I think, costs about, it was about $95 and I bought it a couple of years ago. A couple suggestions that I would recommend after learning the hard way is make sure the cord fits the bottom of your device because not all of them were designed with the USB-C bottoms. If you don't have it, there's often those little doppelgangers or not doppelgangers. What are they called? Thingamajiggers, connectors that will connect you up there. Super happy with that. Now, a little trick to the trade here, my friends, because lavalier recording kits can be expensive. And here's how I want you to recycle your phone. All of us, I know for sure, probably have a drawer at home with all our old devices. I think I have an iPhone 4, 5, 6S, 8, 10, right? All of those can be separate audio devices. What? Yes, you can bring those things back to life. So if you have your Shure shotgun microphone, or a smart lav where you are shooting with your new iPhone, you can hook up your old phone with your smart lavalier mic and put that in your pocket. You don't need to go out and buy all these fancy pieces of equipment. You can recycle some of your old mobile devices. When this was explained to me a handful of years ago by my friend Michael Thorne, my mind, I'm like, of course, just make sure that you are able to get a proper recording app on there, like a proper audio app, because some of the programs or some of the phones I first put them on didn't have room to upload them or download them.
Hey, Jess. Since you're taking a glass of water there, a drink of water, I have a few questions for you. Can I? Perfect. So one of the questions was about audio recording during the video recording versus audio, like inserting audio afterwards.
Yep.
They wanted to know if that's possible.
Well, I think it depends on what type of story that you're looking to do and how you are looking to edit. Of course, anything is possible. There are some where, say you want to do a listing video and you just walk through the house and you shoot it, and then you want to do a voiceover, right? You can then take a separate track and talk into your microphone and overlay that audio. It really depends on what your, what's the word I'm looking for? What the capabilities of your editing device is and what you are wanting to create. Absolutely, that's an opportunity. And some of the listing videos that we do, we overlay separate audio, right? That matches with what the video walkthrough goes through. I hope that answered that question.
Yeah, the person who answered the question already gave a thumbs up and a smiley, so I think that they are happy with your answer there. And the second one is the app you were just talking about. They wanted to know if there's an Android version. And I don't know if you are familiar with Android since you have an
What's
iPhone.
an Android? Is that a robot from Star Wars?
But I mean, do you think that there are Android versions of the apps that you are sharing with us today? Do you think that's safe to say that there would be the same or an equivalent?
Yeah, you know what? Prior to my talk coming in, when I was supposed to be talking in person in Europe, I spoke with Lisa and I sent her all the apps that I was using. And I said, can you check to see if these are in the Android world? And I believe 99% of them were. And you know what? Like, if you're not iOS, that's okay. Go to the Google App Store, the Android store, and type in audio recording app. Type in mobile editing app. They'll pull up. 90% of the time, they've got the same. Okay. But what I speak to is iOS devices because that's what I use. So there's almost always an equivalent version, if not the same version, available on Android.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Okay. So let's continue on with equipment talk. So we've talked about audio. Okay. We've talked about light. We've talked about a recording device. Now, if you're anything like me, sometimes after you get a bunch of coffee in you, you get the shakes a little bit, or you talk with your hands a lot, and then this camera starts moving around and the quality of the shoot starts to like not look stable, right? Have you been there? Yeah, I sure have. So what I'm going to share with you now are 3 different levels of how we can stable your phone, stable your access. So let's get after it. The first one I like to call the OG, okay? The original gangsta of mobile gimbals, and that was the DJI Osmo Mobile. Now, this was the original one I started using a few years back, and I'm trying to move this bar out of the way here. Oh. Lost my mouse. was incredible. It was the first mobile gimbal that kept things super steady. Gang, I'm trying to move I'm going to pause this conversation here for a second. Hey Haley, how do I move my camera bar so that it's not in the middle of my text keynote? Because I can't read all the words.
You will probably be able to drag. There's a bar in your screen that you can drag to make the like left or right to make your screen bigger or smaller. Did that work?
Yeah, I'm just need to move it up to the top here. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate.
Oh, the joys of Zoom trainings.
I know, right? Like,
and we're live, you know. You get all of the great things and the not so great things that come with a live webinar.
Right, and that's part of it. But you know what, folks? We're doing the best we can. We're doing it. We're figuring it out. So, hey, listen, now we're here. I can see all my notes properly, just like you can see your notes. So, this DJI Osmo Mobile, I called it the Steady Eddie. No shakes with this device. And recently, in like the last 8 months, I upgraded to the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. 3 versions it has of it now, and it's way lighter, super sturdy, and also can adjust to shooting vertical. The zoom capabilities, everything is right here, super on point. If you are looking at creating your own listing videos without kind of hiring out a videographer, this is a piece of equipment you want. Now, a couple pieces of equipment that I suggest you look for if this is the case. One, this one comes with a little tripod. It screws right in the bottom here, and you can set it down. But the other one that I really like, and you may have to dig around a little bit because this wasn't offered with the Mobile 3 device, is a base. So you could sit this down on the countertop and walk back. Now, what is super cool about this DJI Osmo Mobile is also the app that comes with it. It has a feature where it can auto track you. So you highlight a device or highlight, say, your hand, your face, an item, and as that item moves, so does your phone in the device. So really nice feature and touch. Where do I use this a fair amount? Is with Facebook Live open houses. Probably something as we begin to be released back into the public. I don't know if that's the way I want to word it, but it definitely helps with Facebook Lives. And here's a tip. I do not link up my Facebook app or account to the DJI app. I open up Facebook and I go live in Facebook with the device, with this Osmo holding the phone, and I just go through there, okay? Then you can go back and forth from your face to what you're seeing way easier. It packs up, super light, comes in a tiny case here. You're like, holy crow, he actually has this stuff. Yeah, I brought my editing bag here. Look how big this is. It's not. It can fit in your backpack. So good. And you're looking at about $130 Canadian. The base was about an extra $10. So under 150 bucks, and you get quality gimbal. All right. Next one we got here. I call it the Dynamic Duo. This is it. This is the device. You've probably seen people walking around with it, like vlogging with their big cameras. This is more the mobile version. This here is the Joby Gorilla Pod. It is adjustable. It can wrap around your neck. You can wear it as a chain. You can GoPro. You're just kidding. Just kidding. You probably shouldn't do that. But you can have a lot of fun with this here. And on top, on the right, you see is this little grip mount. Okay. And what this does is it screws to any tripod device because it's got a little bottom there, but it's adjustable based on the size of your phone. There are actually some that probably go even bigger if you are someone that has a Plus or yeah, a larger device. What I really like, I use this for a lot for, is for travel vlogging. When I was on airplanes or in airports, this was super easy to throw in my backpack and then put up anywhere. I use this when I'm shooting in vertical mode. It's super light, super cheap, durable, packs well. Again, this was about 50 bucks online. I'm sure there's cheaper versions of it, and this is about 20 bucks. If you order these en masse, these ones here, I'm sure you could get it out of off the Alibaba site or another site for much cheaper. I thought, how cool would it be if you branded these, put your name on the back, and gave them out to people? I think more and more people would love to have a device like this. And the last.
Oh, hey, Jess. Before we get too far, we do have a few questions to the tools that you've already shared with us.
Sure.
One of them is, why do you prefer the base for your gimbal, for your the base over the stand? Because you were saying that it comes with the stand, but you were recommending to buy the base additionally. So what would be your opinion on what makes the base better?
Yeah, so a couple of things here, and I'll show you. I'm just screwing in this here, if I can. There we are. So it was tough for me. Like that. Sure, this works, okay, but the thing for me was that I always had the problem was it goes way flatter than this. So the base gave it a little bit more extra height, and I found these legs, once I started to use them more, started to slide, okay? And they weren't super, I don't know, I just wasn't super confident with this. Now, I don't even think the base comes with the new one anymore. This just kind of loads in and holds easier. Where I would use this personally, okay, is if I'm walking through the house and then I want to put it on the kitchen countertop and then I walk away and I could talk to it. In my opinion, it just felt more stable. And it's got a little thread on the back where you can put it onto an extended tripod. This one doesn't. Just some thoughts. Did that answer the question?
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Thanks. I had a question actually about the audio video topic. You were mentioning that you can take the audio after you shoot the video, for example, if you're doing a voiceover. And you were mentioning an editing software. Do you have an editing software that can combine an audio and video and put them together?
Oh, I sure do, friends, and it's coming up.
Okay, perfect. And then
there are a lot of programs that can do it, right? There's like ScreenFlow, iMovie, Premiere Pro. I'm going to show you how you can, the app that we're going to talk about does have a voiceover feature. So.
Okay, amazing. And then one last question. Can you explain how you link your old iPhone using a recorder to your second iPhone used as a video device?
Sure. So I'm not able to screen share it, but I'll do my best to talk through. So what are we doing here? Think, Jesse, okay. So the app that I use to record audio is Rode, R-O-D-E, REC, R-E-C, and that's the Smart Lav company. And so I download that app on my extra device that I have the microphone wired into. When I hit record on that device before I go live on my video, so it just already starts recording. And then when I start talking, there'll be a spike in the audio, so you'll be able to see it. Now, when I'm done shooting the video, I go turn off the audio. The Rode REC app gives me the opportunity to take that audio and save it as a WAV file, a .wav file, or a .mp3 file. And then it gives me the opportunity to share that file to link up to a Dropbox account for me. So a Dropbox or a Google, it links into one of my accounts on my other device or my laptop. And then so when I'm going to edit, I can take the file that's been synced over into my Dropbox account and I can bring that into my my editing software. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. That made sense to me. Perfect. Thank you so much. That's all the questions we have for now. I might interrupt you in a little bit, but I just want to remind everyone, we are recording this session because I know Jesse's getting really technical and a bit more specific. It's not very high level. It's more like nitty gritty. Here's what you got to do. And so if you miss something, don't worry, because first of all, as Jesse said in the beginning, he's going to be sharing with you guys a list of all of the tools and apps that he's talking about. And you can watch all of this goodness again because it's being recorded. Just a quick reminder to everyone.
Yeah,
all right, Jesse.
amazing.
Please continue.
It takes the pressure off of trying to get every little note. Have a notepad beside you, write a few questions down, but know that you are going to get more details after. Just take that panic away from you. Okay, it's amazing what Remax Europe is doing. And again, like I said, I'll send out the video tutorial as well after our talk today. So the next piece, let's see if it's my link here. Yep, there we go. Is, my friends, look at your phone. Tell me you have one of these on your phone. My little life changer. My pop socket. Oh, this is gold, and this is the device that I use all the time. And are you looking at this and say, did you just pull off your pop socket? I sure did. I have a portable pop socket, one that doesn't stick to your phone full time, one that you can take off if you're sliding it in your car. Look at this, little hooks. Again, branding opportunity here, portable pop sockets. I got this one from Apple, but it is by the Pop Socket company. Now, this thing here has been a game changer. Compact AF, my friends. Selfies made easier. And guess what? It also helps stabilize. Whether you are shooting this way, it's locked and loaded. What? Not falling? It's a portable stand. There's no more awkward claw grip. Get one of these, friends. You know how you're like, take the ease. Give your fingers a break, and look at what you can do here. These things are like 10 or 15 bucks. Get one. They are a serious game changer. Plus, you have them on a dirty counter, your phone doesn't touch. You spill a drink, the water goes underneath. Your phone's not damaged. This, my friends, is probably the piece of equipment that is simplest and that I am most excited about. So, shooting tips. Let's talk here. Couple things. I've got a fun video that I really think you are going to love here, and it's vertical video syndrome. All right. Now, this video was taken, I don't know, a little while back ago, but the importance here is, well, I think you just need to check it out.
This video didn't have to look this way. It could have been prevented. Say no to vertical videos.
Vertical videos happen when you hold your camera the wrong way. Your video will end up looking like crap. Move.
There are more and more people addicted to making vertical videos every day. It's not crack or nothing, but it's still really bad. There are two different kinds of people who are afflicted with VVS. The first group treats the videos they shoot like pictures. They don't mean any harm. They just don't understand that while you can turn a picture, you can't really turn a video.
The other group is people who don't give a
Vertical video syndrome is dangerous. Motion pictures have always been horizontal. Televisions are horizontal. Computer screens are horizontal. People's eyes are horizontal. We aren't built to watch vertical videos. I love vertical videos!
Nobody cares about you.
If this problem's left unchecked, YouTube will begin showing 4 videos at once, just to save bandwidth.
Letterboxed vertical videos would be the size of a postage stamp.
And it will spread everywhere. Movie screens have always been horizontal. If vertical videos become accepted, movie theaters will have to be tall and skinny.
And all the movie theaters would have to get torn down and rebuilt. And by the time they were rebuilt, Mina Coolidge would be old and ugly.
Birds will crash into them and die.
And we all get stiff necks from looking up.
No one will sit in the front row ever again.
And George Lucas will re-release Star Wars again. The skinny edition.
I was never really able to tell the story that I wanted to tell. This is a great chance for me to experiment with a new technology.
You're a jerk.
Every time a mobile device is used to record video, the temptation is there. Just say no. Say no to George Lucas. Say no to old Mila Kunis. Say no to vertical videos.
And if you see someone doing it, say, "You're not shooting that right, dummy!"
Oh, this is funny. This one kind of cracks me up because this was a video that was created 3 or 4 years ago, and before stories came out, Insta stories, Facebook stories, and it's pretty funny. I think we all have a case of vertical video syndrome at some point or another. But why is this still in the talk then, Jesse? Well, here's the thing. Know how you're going to tell the story, okay? Shooting a home in vertical isn't going to capture all the goodness. Shooting it in horizontal landscape mode is. Shooting something in vertical about what you're doing, and if it's able to capture the environment and not leave out major items, you're gold. But think about how you're capturing it now. Another little tip is called the rule of thirds. I think we all have this grid when we shoot a video that you can enable. But just remember here, folks, when you put yourself right in the middle of the screen, it's not actually as engaging or entertaining. Have a little bit of space, keeping the thirds. The eyes are drawn a little bit more. And as well, you can see over his shoulder there, if you have space to add a graphic if you want to. There's lots you can do when you are shooting in thirds. And if you want to learn more tips on the rule of thirds, well, Google rule of thirds. Camera height, shooting tips. Whether you're using a mobile device, a DSLR, you can screenshot this. I always want to have my camera at eye level, okay? So make sure your tripod's there so you're not looking down on it. Eye level, and my eyes actually, I look over top of the camera because we have a natural ability for our eyes to go down a bit. All right. Here's the goodness, folks. We are rocking. Here is my mobile video kit. I use the mobile camera app. I use the app called Splice. I use Instagram and Over. The mobile camera app that's built into our phones is so convenient. You don't really need to be utilizing another app off the hop, especially if you're a beginner. There's some that would say use the app called Filmic Pro. I definitely think that is something if you are at the advanced level. Now, the great thing about this app, you can edit your exposure settings, you can add filters, you can edit the video. Sharing is way easier. Viewing lets larger screens let you see it in higher resolution, and pricing, it's built into your mobile device, so it's free. The next app I use is called Over, and it ain't over. This one is super cool. It's kind of like the finishing touches where you can add graphics, watermarks, overlays. There's a lot of other opportunities here, video templates. I utilize it more for adding watermarks, and I'll show you how we do that coming up. But this is it, folks. This is the gold. Splice, on-the-go video editor. Now on iOS, Splice, I think it's called Splice on Android. Either way, this was an app purchased by GoPro, and they've tweaked and adjusted it over the years. It is great. It has fantastic editing basics from a trim, cut, adjusting speed, format. You can shoot it in edit it in portrait or landscape. You can add transitions and audio. It allows you to add music, voiceovers, special effects. And guess what, my friends? Here's the layout, and here's what I'm going to show to you. On the first screen on the left is a basic look on how you can start a new project. It lets you, in the middle, it lets you select your format you're going to choose, landscaping, square, portrait, and on the far right is your editing screens. And, well, let's get after it. So we're going to create a video. It's going to involve who are you and who do you work for? Why do you love real estate? And how will you use video in your business? Now, please, friends, keep in mind, this was created for an in-person video workshop where I was going to walk around with everybody and help them shoot in groups and edit. But this was the basics here. And this can be an assignment that you can work on post-class, because this video tutorial is going to back this up. So let's let Jesse from Early March talk with a nice haircut.
Hey there, Revs Nation. It's Jesse Peters with RE Video Studio. That's how I felt for a lot of years until I started to focus on utilizing the power of mobile editing so that I can edit on the go, whether I'm sitting waiting for a client to show up at a coffee shop or in between appointments. I have a mobile editing system so that the videos that we shoot can be released throughout the day right from here, our fingertips. You want to see what I'm using? Here is a tutorial on how to edit on your mobile device using the app Splice. Keep watching. Enjoy.
Okay, so let's start the mobile editing. So in the top right-hand corner, we are going to see the app called Splice, which is the one I use for all my mobile editing. Let's open it up. Here's the Start Your New Project page. I've got it preloaded already with the media that I will use, so why don't we jump right in there. So what we have here at the top part of the screen is your canvas, where you're seeing all your media come together. The middle selection here that I'm scrolling through with my fingertip is where you can mix all your media together. And then in the bottom portion is where we have media, if you're wanting to add more photos or video, music, if you're wanting to obviously add music, titles, sound effects, voiceovers, and text. All awesome. But the thing that I really love about Splice is its simplicity to trim and cut footage. In order to trim and cut footage, you need to actually tap on the piece that you want to edit till it turns blue. So the first thing here, we have a photo that is going to run for 3 seconds. What I want to do is make that a 1.5 second duration. So in the bottom left corner, when we have it highlighted, it says duration. So we tap duration, and on the right, you see it says 3 seconds. I'm going to just move my finger and slide it down to 1.5. Next is our video footage. So
Hey folks, has the video stopped and you're just hearing audio?
Yeah, it looks like it froze.
Give me a second. Weird.
Hey there, Revs Nation. It's Jesse Peters
for all my mobile editing. Obviously, add music, titles, sound at a 1.5 second duration. So in the bottom left corner, when we have it highlighted, it says duration. So we tap duration.
There we go.
And on the right, you see it says 3 seconds. I'm going to just move my finger and slide it down to 1.5. Next is our video footage. So who are you? Let's see what Jesse has to say.
Okay, so the first question is going to be, who am I and who do I work with? 3, 2, 1. Hi there, I'm Jesse Peters, your social savvy realtor with Remax Executives. All right.
So as you can see, there is definitely footage here that can be edited out. So in order to edit, we want to make sure that the video clip is highlighted blue. Once it is highlighted blue, we want to find our starting point. So just a little tip that I do is I like to give me a visual I like to count 3, 2, 1. So you see my fingers up top. 2, 1. All right, so now we're highlighted. So now on the bottom, we scroll across with our finger till we see the icon called split. Split it. Now everything before that, before the count, before I flash 3, 2, 1, is garbage. You hit garbage and we're done. So now let's see.
Hi there, I'm Jesse Peters, your social savvy realtor with RE/MAX Executives.
Done. So now if I want to edit off the end, we tap it again so it turns blue. We hit split. So we have the back end, we delete. Run it through.
Hi there, I'm Jesse Peters, your social savvy realtor with RE/MAX Executives.
On to the next one here. We want to have our duration down to 1.5 seconds. All I'm doing here is dragging with my fingertips, which is awesome.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so right there is where we are going to start our first split. Split. Garbage.
Executives. Why do I love real estate?
Looks like we can do a little bit more trimming. So we'll take split, the blue, garbage. Done.
I truly love helping people through major life events, and buying or selling a home is one of those. And I just love being able to guide, support, take on the emotions so that we can turn this sometimes rocky real estate roller coaster into something that's a little more smooth sailing.
Done. Easy. Tap split, back end, we tap the garbage. There we go. So now for the last photo, we know that we're automatically going to move the duration down. So once you know what sort of footage you're working with, what you know you got to do in advance, you become faster at it, more efficient with it.
All right, so the third question we are going to roll with is, how do I plan to utilize the power of video in my everyday business? 3, 2, 1.
Split, garbage. See how easy that is when you have a marker like a 3, 2, 1?
I plan to utilize the power of video in my everyday business.
Okay, so that I also repeated what was said in the question, so let's delete that up too.
For, let's say, for instance, 1-to-1 simple video contact.
Still, there was a little bit there.
For, let's say, for instance, one-to-one simple video contact. I love being able to send a video to people who have never met me before, who have been referred to me, perhaps from out of province or out of country, and have sent me an email. And when I can reply back with a video in my email so that they can see my excitement, my smile, my personality, and my willingness to help them out, that blows them away. So that's how I plan to utilize video in my everyday real estate business.
Done from the end. Okay, see how easy and quick that was, folks? Now you want to export it, hit the top right icon that has the arrow pointing up. I like to save it in full HD. Click save. Do not close it while it's exporting, and this video will load into your camera roll. Click done. Voila. There it is.
So there you have it. There's a little something that I am using on the daily. The mobile editing app Splice has been fantastic. Keep subscribing to RE Video Studio. Thanks for your time, my friends, and stay social. See ya.
So that was 8 minutes of me walking through video editing with you. Now imagine you already know what you are going to shoot. Usually that would give you do this a few times. You can now create and polish up your video that you've shot in between meetings, or, you know, before dinner time, or while you're lying in bed, or in between episode changes on Netflix. That's what I love about the Splice app. And there's so much more you can go in on that. You can have the video of a home being shown, and if you tap the microphone button in the bottom corner, you can add a voiceover to it. And I'm going to show you some other samples here, but here's the next piece. Now, you saw those questions like, hey, how does Jesse love real estate? What are these things that are being added in? Well, here's how I utilize Instagram to create those little additional multimedia pieces. I just started doing this not that long ago. I think it's fun, entertaining. Here's a video, screen recorded from my mobile device.
So how I also like to enhance my simple videos is by adding graphics. And one of the ways that I do so is through the app called Instagram. Yes, that's right, Instagram. So keep following and I'll show you how I use it. We'll open up my Instagram. We'll go to create stories. Here's my office.
Gosh.
There's Jada. Say hi, Jada.
That was a messy
So
office.
First thing we'll do
Sorry.
is we will tap the photo to take, or tap the button to take the photo. What I like to do is have a white background. So in the top right corner, I hit the drawing icon. I go down to the bottom left, I tap the white icon, and then I hold my thumb on the screen and it all turns white. Next thing I like to do here is add text. So the first question was, who are you? So we will tap and tap the black button and we'll say, who are you? Question mark. So as you saw though, we've been shooting in landscape mode and this is in vertical mode. So what's even easier is I grab the text graphic, rotate it, and bring it to the middle. Ta-da! Now what also is really neat is that you can add your own custom graphics from your camera roll. Let me show you how. So I'll scroll out of here. We'll go to open my Photos app. And right down at the bottom, you see my team logo and my Remax logo. Let's start with the team logo. How do we copy this so that we can use it in Instagram? We go to the bottom left. We select copy photo. Now we go back into Instagram. Tap add sticker, and there it is. So again, we want to rotate it. Slide it over into the corner. Probably make it a little bit smaller. Okay, the next one I want to do is I want to add the Remax logo. So let's copy that photo and do the same thing. Add sticker. Now, if for some reason you missed adding that sticker, here's another way you can access it. You tap the text icon, the cursor will appear. You hold your finger where it says cursor till it says paste, and you paste it in, and there comes the logo. The last thing we want to do is we want to download that now to our camera roll. So beside the circle face, there's a download button. We tap download, it is saved. Let's go double check. And there it is. Oh. Actually, and there it is. Ta-da! So that is a photo we will bring right into Splice.
So, gang, simple mobile apps that I talked with you today. One is Splice, the other is Instagram. Here's that polished product. What do you guys think about this? Here we go.
Hi there, I'm Jesse Peters, your social savvy realtor with Remax Executives. I truly love helping people through major life events, and buying or selling a home is one of those. And I just love being able to guide, support, take on the emotions so that we can turn this sometimes rocky real estate roller coaster into something that's a little more smooth sailing. One-to-one simple video contact. I love being able to send a video to people who have never met me before, who have been referred to me, perhaps from out of province or out of country, and have sent me an email. And when I can reply back with a video in my email so that they can see my excitement, my smile, my personality, and my willingness to help them out, that blows them away. But what that also does, it allows us to connect, you know, a little bit more with a human touch. So that's how I plan to utilize video in my everyday real estate business.
My kids say, Dad, don't dab. That was Dad. Don't be the dab dad. Too late. So here, gang, I want to talk to you a little bit about, so that would have been the assignment we did in class. And I think that's a fun assignment that everyone can work on, and you can email your project to me and I can take a look at it. But here are some other ways that I'm utilizing Splice, an editing app, when I'm storytelling, because you're like, what else can I do? Especially if COVID protocol has me staying from home. There are some opportunities where you can create your own show, market updates, or say thank you. Now I'm going to show you these 3 videos before we end it up, because I want to show these videos to inspire you with new ideas that you can create from the comforts of your environment. Okay, friends? Do you want to see the examples? Say yes or no. Sure hope it's a yes. Here we go.
Yeah, we're getting a whole bunch of yeses with exclamation points.
Perfect. So I'm going to run it all through. Here we go. Starting with What's Up Winnipeg. This was a little Instagram IGTV show that I was shooting about the cool places in my city and what's going on. And if you have never heard of Winnipeg or want to know what it's like in the winter, you should watch this one right now.
How you doing? I'm really cold. The polar vortex has found us. It's minus 42 in the peg. This is my life. I didn't even know this jacket had this in here. Let's get on to the show. Hey, what's up, friends? How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Winnipeg. And well, guess what? You know what's up. We're living in some severe minuses, but that doesn't stop us from doing fun things, getting out and about here in Winnipeg. What do we do in the cold weather? We still skate, go running, go out for dinner, still know how to drive. We still know how to have a good time. You know what? We're going to go outside and we're going to go see what we can do in this cold weather. And there may be some of you who are watching this who aren't from this part of the world, and you want to see what goes on and how we live in this temperature. And some may call us crazy, but I'm going to show you why we love it. And I'll show you as much as I can before my battery on my phone dies because of the cold weather. You ready for this? Let's go. Okay, we're out, we're about. The beautiful thing about hanging out in Winnipeg in this weather is you get the blue sky and the sun, and you may think it's like plus 25 or like 90 Fahrenheit, but it's minus 40. But there's still lots of things to do in this weather, especially if you dress appropriately. For instance, you can get out on the river system. There are walkways to walk your dogs, to run on, to even skate on. And you know what? This is where you find these gems. You don't discover these if you're on the streets. This is a full hockey rink, fire pit area, nestled in along the Assiniboine River. Oh my gosh, the Assiniboine River, the Red River, the Seine River in the winter. There's so much like, winter wonderland gems. So you kind of get to see the city from a little bit of a different world. And if you're dressed appropriately, like my son says, dress for the weather, Dad, you can do anything. I'm not fully dressed for the weather. My hands are slowly going numb. But I want to throw it over to something super exciting where my hands were on fire. Just a handful of days ago, my wife and a couple friends of ours went to Lumberjacks Throwing over on St. James Street. And this place was awesome. So you got to check it out. If you're looking for an indoor activity this time of year, it was a lot of fun. In the meantime, axe throwing, skating, walking, running, there's lots to do in the lovely city we call Winnipeg. I can't feel my face right now. See you later.
So I'm a little bit of a entertainer, one would say. I have a passion for my city. This is one of the ways that I create content to still stay top of mind with people. And all of that, did you see my AirPods in? Yeah. Was I shooting on my mobile device? Yeah. With my pop socket? Yeah. Did I add music? Did I utilize Instagram as well? I sure did, folks. Using these tools all the time. Here's the next video on the far right, which I think we could utilize even more as realtors.
Hey Jesse, hey Carrie, how you doing? Hope your day's been well. Listen, I've got some news. Congratulations. Welcome to the Socially Sold Club. I'm just going to finish putting my kiss to bed, but just got the notice. Everything's signed and done. I'll give you guys a buzz in a bit to talk to you about the next steps. Hooray!
Right? Simple video shot through my camera app, put together on the Splice app. I added a little bit of music, a little bit of photo there. How can you use that for your real estate business? Maybe celebrating that the home is now on the market, or that it's sold, or relaying some form of, connection to people and enhancing it with a little bit of additional media. Think about it. Think about how we can connect with people through video right now. You want something you can do right now, start creating one-to-one videos and sending them to people. And that's a neat way to enhance it. Now, the middle one here is a little bit of a market update. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but let's at least get started with it.
Hello, friends. How you doing? Coming to you from the island of social savvy. Surprise. Just hanging out in my office studio, loving life. And you know what? I want to share with you some real estate content that I think you will find very valuable, especially if you live in Winnipeg, especially if you're a homeowner, first-time buyer, or thinking of selling, or thinking of downsizing, or of investing. We've just had our January 2020 Winnipeg real estate market stats.
So, my friends, there were a few examples right there. And this will give you ideas on how you can constantly create. And I showed that last video. That's in my house. I'm recording that in my house. We don't have to be in fancy studios. We don't have to be out on the streets. There are lots of ways we can get creative to relay information, whether it's real estate related or not. And monthly updates or protocols or what's going on is a fantastic way to do it. By having the tools where you can edit on your phone and share on your phone to your social platforms, load them onto YouTube, to send them off one-to-one to people will allow us to stay top of mind through all of this, through all the good, the bad, the ugly. But now that you know how you can do it, you know that you have a team on your phone that can support your ideas that you want to execute on up top here. And I challenge you to start getting familiar with these tools, especially now.
Hey,
create constantly. Yep.
I just had a few questions before we get into your sum up, because it's about the tools again. Specifically about Splice. They were wondering, can you edit the speed?
Yes.
Okay.
You can slow it down to turtle speed, or you could speed it up to rabbit speed. Keep in mind though, if you speed something up and your voice is in there, you're going to go really fast. You're going to talk.
Thanks. Thanks for that tip. And if any of you guys follow Michael Polsar on Instagram, he loves speeding up his videos. So you get a pretty good view of what that looks like using his.
I've never seen a guy work out faster. never seen a guy work.
Cool. There was another question that we had about subtitles. Can you use Splice to add subtitles? And if not, what app would you recommend? And obviously you didn't go into it in too much detail, but why would it be important for people to subtitle their videos in their own language?
Sure, no problem. So we've talked about subtitles in the last couple of presentations. I have not found an app that will subtitle everything I say on my mobile device. On Splice, you can add text, but you can't add an SRT file, which is what gets created when you create captions. How I go about getting captions now is I will create the video and then I will submit the video to rev.com, rev.com. And that's a company that creates captions, transcribes things. And then if I put it on Facebook, I'll add the captions into Facebook to go along with the video. I know it's tough to explain when it's not right in front of me. Why is it important for captions? A couple things. Not everyone has the luxury to listen to a video loud and clear. They may be on a subway. Chances are they aren't right now. They may be putting their kids to bed. There's a lot of different distractions, but when you add captions, it allows people to stay engaged with the video longer because they can read what you're saying. As well, if you are in a community that has many different languages, you can caption in a different language. I know in my neighborhood we have a handful of different other languages, Mandarin being one of them. We've started captioning in Mandarin so that the people whose first language isn't English still can see and get the value that we're giving. And they've also, Facebook's just released live captioning. So if you are on the creator status, you actually get access to live captioning.
Amazing, thanks so much. And another quick question about the music that you're using. Where do you source that music?
Yeah, so there's a few places. On the Splice app, they provide a whole lot of different types of genres and music. Where is the other? Let me get out of here for a second. I use, shoot. There are a ton of, there'll be a ton of different audio sites. Audio Jungle is one of them. Shoot, I'm blanking out right now.
I've heard Ben Sound.
Yeah, like there'll be like, I don't know, 20, 30 different databases that you can use. The nice thing about the Splice app is there's free music in there and you can link it to your iTunes. Now, unless your iTunes artist has given permission for it to be used, their music to be used, there are definitely some restrictions there, but Splice has audio music built right into it.
And just in case people aren't checking out the comments, everyone is contributing and helping to answer questions from each other. Thank you so much for doing that. So a few databases that people were writing about. One was Audio Jungle and Premium Beat. Those are
Premium
the two
Beat.
ones.
That's it. That's what I use.
Yeah.
Premium
and
Beat.
In terms of subtitles, Patrick was recommending Clip-O-Matic. Apparently it adds subtitles while you record the video. So thanks, Patrick, for sharing.
Now there's a difference between subtitles and captions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got to make sure that that subtitles allows you to add different text, but you just make sure that it's the right thing that you're looking for. All right. So there's lots of different things, but that's a great share, and I'm going to go check that out myself.
Perfect. Great. I'll let you continue on with the presentation.
Yeah, we're just about to round up. So again, folks, the idea over the last few weeks here is there are so many different ways to create content that add value as a realtor for your business, that helps your clients with their properties, whether they're buying or selling, getting seen and showcased. It allows you the opportunity to be seen and showcased. It allows you the opportunity for not only our RE/MAX brand, but your own personal brand to build know, like, and trust in the communities that you serve. The more you create, the more you're going to get comfortable in front of the camera, and the more comfortable you are going to be able to showcase your true self. And the moment you start showcasing your true self, that's when it all changes. That's when you begin to attract like-minded clients and people who want to work with you, who your vibe is the same, and work gets so much easier. So if you are wanting the mobile video editing tutorial and the apps that I've used, here's the sign up. Take a screenshot, type it in, fill in the form, who you are, what your email is, what RE/MAX brokerage you're with, and you will receive a personal email directly from me. Now, it may go to your personal inbox, it may go to your promotions or social box, but make sure you look up Jesse Peters. It is there for you, my friends. Okay, the idea here is to share, and if you're wanting to learn and share more, join our video community that we have on Facebook, remaxplay.com. Answer the 3 questions. Myself and Michael Thorne are the admins. So if you answer the 3 questions, we are starting to go through and add everybody in. It is almost 7,500 RE/MAX agents sharing their tips, tricks, and insights about how they're utilizing video, and it's a great growing community. Once again, RE/MAX Europe, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate all of you. We're creating some exciting content coming up next week. And yeah, now if there's any more questions, I'm here to help.
Yes. Hi, Jesse. Thank you again for another amazing Level Up webinar. Exactly. I just wanted to ask you to go back to that slide, because we're getting a lot of people that want all of your goodies, and they want to know how to get it. That was the first thing. We do have some questions. So, and I know that we still have 8 minutes. So if you're up for it, I think we can hop to that. Yeah? Cool. So one of the questions was about the video length, which is, I know we've had this question before about how long
the video
should be.
Yeah. How long should a video be?
Yes.
Folks, there's no magical answer. The video should be as long as it is to get the message that you want across to your ideal person, whether it's 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and 20 minutes. If it allows you to fully relay the message that you want to deliver, there is no set time length. Okay? Provide information, provide insight, provide value, entertain them along the way. They will stay engaged. If someone said, you know, how long should this movie be, or how long should this TV show be? Guess what? We watch movies for hours. If we are engaged in a way that it's being delivered, we're going to watch it for hours. If it's not, we're turning off a movie in 5 minutes. So think about that. There's no set length. Whoever's telling you there's a set length, you got to do 30 seconds to get the most views, it's crap. You know, deliver the value. And however long it's going to be, work with that. Now, there are some ways. Hey, I've shot a 10-minute video, and when I go through editing process, I'd be like, oh, I repeated myself, or oh, I said a lot. I can delete those out, and all of a sudden that 10-minute video maybe becomes 7.5, 8 minutes. That's the power of editing. But don't go thinking, hey, I got to shoot this house in 1 minute, or I got to do a market update in 1 minute if you're missing points.
Amazing. Thanks so much for that really in-depth response. A question about Facebook, actually. I know we didn't talk about how to upload the videos just yet, but the question was about, why does Facebook reduce the resolution when the video is uploaded?
Well, that's probably a question you can Google, but there are, you know, you can have it in, I think, 280, 420, 720, or 1080. There are settings in there. I think it probably has something to do with bandwidth. If you're concerned about the quality of the video, You know, you could load it onto YouTube if you want. Maybe it's a 4K video and share it into YouTube, share it from YouTube onto Facebook. I wouldn't suggest that, but you can also have your 4K video on your website and link people out to it. There's lots of different ways. Again, though, people aren't going to stop watching a video because it's in 720 instead of 4K. You know, I'm not Facebook. I don't know that specific answer. But check your settings when you're uploading, because maybe it's not on the most ideal one right now.
Perfect, thank you. And the next one is, how would you compare, you okay?
Yep.
How would you compare the DJI Osmo Pocket to the Osmo Mobile when it comes to taking real estate videos?
There's less steps when you're using the DJI Osmo Mobile. The Pocket has the little camera built in. I think that's more for travel vlogging. Excuse me. Excuse me. The DJI Osmo Mobile, I do everything on my mobile. I edit on my mobile. It's one less transfer step. I just think there's more opportunity with it. Granted, it doesn't fit in my pocket. Fits in a small case. But I personally would invest in the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. Non-sponsored ad.
Thanks. And there were, I guess, people are really like the idea of reviving the older devices that you mentioned towards the beginning of your presentation.
Yep.
We had another question about how you would be connecting the devices together. Could you explain that one more time? Because we had a couple questions about that.
Yeah, so you're not really connecting the devices together. You're not syncing them up. So we're going to, you know what, give me a second here.
I think we're going to get a live tutorial maybe, if we're lucky. Oh, here it is.
This is a crack phone. This is a crack phone. iPhone, I don't even know what it is, okay? What I shoot my video on, what I record audio on, if I want to have a lavalier mic set up to it. Or I can, yeah, okay. This gets plugged in, put it in my pocket. It's got a cord that'll come out and it'll record here. So imagine a cord here. This has its own recording app. The app that I use is by Rode, R-O-D-E, okay? You can have whatever recording app you want, but make sure it is an app that will let you put it in a WAV file or an MP3 file and will let you share it, download it, okay, so that you can either transfer it over to your device or it'll load into like a Google Drive or a Dropbox or whatever cloud you're doing. And then what I do is when I'm on my laptop, on my desktop, because I have different editing programs, I'll have a video file that comes from here. I'll have an audio file that comes from here, and I'll bring them in. So I have the crystal clear audio file here. I'll mute the sound on here, keep the picture, and take the audio file here. Does that make sense?
Made sense to me. If we
But
get
again,
a few
it's like, yeah, like these are some of these things. These are next level, right? Now,
yeah.
Next week, we're going to announce some opportunities where you can take your skills to the next level with one of the online video boot camps that we have coming out, that we cover that more in depth. But this is how you do it. One device that's old, another device that's new. There you go.
And I love that idea, because I think everyone, exactly like you said, everyone has that drawer where it's like you don't know what to do with your old phones, but you don't want to throw them away because they cost so much money.
Still have great cameras on them. You can have one camera recording here. You could have another camera recording sideways, right?
And then put those two together. That's a great idea.
Exactly.
Amazing. Well, we're coming to an end. It's actually 4:30 my time on the dot. I'm really looking forward to your session next Monday. We're going to continue the conversation. But yeah, I actually learned a lot from this session, and I am going to also go to that website so I can get your list of apps and video tools And I loved all of your examples. I learned a thing or two about how to use Instagram and add it to my videos and all that stuff. I didn't think about that. So a lot of really great stuff. I don't know if you were watching it in the chat, but everyone was thanking you and they really appreciate it. So all of you guys who are following along, Jesse will be up again on Monday, same time, next Monday. And this Wednesday, we have a special guest, Travis Robinson, coming up on the Wednesday Level Up webinar. So be sure to check out Remax Europe on social media to register for that event. Thanks so much, Jesse.
Thanks for having me, Haley. Remax Europe, stay safe, stay healthy, and get creative.
Bye.
See ya.